Have you ever wondered what the muddiest battle in history might have been? The Battle of Passchendaele, also known as the Third Battle of Ypres, could well claim that dubious honor. This grueling conflict took place from July to November 1917, fought between the British Empire troops, including Canadians, Australians and New Zealanders, and the German forces for control of the hills south and east of the Belgian city of Ypres. What sets this battle apart was not just the sheer number of casualties, but the challenging terrain on which it was fought. A veritable quagmire of thick, sticky mud. In the spring of 1917, both the French and British armies had planned several attacks in a bid to break through German lines. The outcomes were varied. On April 9th, the British forces managed to push back the German defences near the French town of Arras. Canadian troops fighting as part of the British Empire forces seized Vimy Ridge, a significant hill near the town. But the Germans rallied, bringing in reserve troops, and the British advance came to a halt. Meanwhile, further south, French troops launched an attack on German lines in the Nivelle offensive, but were thwarted by machine guns from a newly built line of concrete defences. This unsuccessful attack led to a mutiny within the French army, with half the army refusing to follow orders. It took the sentencing of hundreds of mutineers to death and improved food rations to quell the revolt. In the north, at Messines, British miners had been digging under a 140-metre-high hill since 1915. By June 1917, they'd carved out 19 tunnels under the hill and filled them with around 1 million tons of high explosives. On June 7th, the explosives were detonated, creating such a massive blast that windows rattled as far away as London. With the support of 72 tanks, thousands of soldiers attacked, pushing the Germans back. Emboldened by the success at Messines, General Haig ordered an advance towards the Belgian town of Ypres, a site of previous battles in 1914 and 1915. Haig was convinced that a quick breakthrough here would pave the way to capturing the Belgian ports, which the Germans were using as submarine bases. With America entering the war on the side of Britain and France, and the prospect of large-scale American reinforcements on the horizon, Haig believed the time was ripe for an attack. The assault on Ypres began on July 18th with an artillery bombardment of over 4.5 million shells launched from 3,000 guns. This lasted for 10 days. The region had experienced the heaviest rainfall in 30 years, and the exploding bombs transformed the ground into a sea of mud filled with deep craters. When the ground attack commenced on July 31st, the troops had to carry boards and lay them down in front of them to traverse the muddy terrain. Many who slipped off the boards drowned in the mud, weighed down by their heavy equipment. Within a week, the British had lost 30,000 men. The artillery bombardment had failed to destroy the German positions. Yet the British attacked again and again, and by October the fighting had reached the village of Passchendaele, about 8 kilometers from the starting point. As the winter months began to set in, the battlefield conditions worsened, prompting the British to call off their attacks. In early November, the British forces managed to capture the village of Passchendaele, marking a significant, albeit costly, victory. The Battle of Passchendaele had taken a devastating toll on both sides. The British and its empire lost and injured 400,000 brave soldiers, while the German casualties amounted to over 300,000. The staggering loss of life and the horrific conditions of the battlefield led to further discredit of General Haig's reputation. In a poignant reflection of the battle's aftermath, one of Haig's officers, upon visiting the battlefield, was quoted as saying, "My God, did we really send men to fight in that?" His words echoed the grim reality of the war, underscoring the unimaginable hardships endured by the soldiers on the front lines. These powerful sentiments serve as a chilling reminder of the sheer brutality of war and the devastating human cost that comes with it.